First dates can be nerve-wracking, and let's be honest, usually a little awkward. You're anxious, you want to make a good first impression, and in the back of your mind you're thinking, could this be my forever person? Or is this just going to be another dating flop? Well, let me tell you about my story. I met a guy on Bumble, and, as you know with Bumble, the woman has to make the first move. I matched with someone who lived close to me, and when we started chatting, the conversation just flowed. We even had some mutual interests. We decided to exchange numbers, and later that evening, we had our first phone call. Now, usually I don't like phone calls before a date. It's the fear of the unknown. But he seemed normal, and I felt pretty comfortable. But let me just say this. Normal was an understatement. We planned our first date, and since we had great conversations, I thought this might actually go somewhere. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. We decided to go to a festival together. On the way there, he was driving really fast. Then, as we pulled up near the festival, he turns to me and says, "Do you mind walking? Because I don't want to pay for thing parking." In my head, I'm like, wow, it's $5, but okay, I'll walk. We finally got in, and wouldn't you know it, his good friend, his wife, and their baby were there too. I thought, fine, let's go with the flow. It's a festival. His friends were actually nice, they even bought us drinks. But then came the first red flag. His friends were hungry and wanted food. He asked me if I was hungry, and I said, no, I thought we were going to that nice restaurant later. But instead of waiting, he ordered a huge plate of food for himself and sat down with his friends. While I just stood there, because there wasn't even a seat for me. At that point, I was just trying to stay patient and polite. Eventually, I reminded him about our restaurant plans, so we left. But when we got there, it was packed. So instead, he took me to a dive bar he liked. That's when things got weird. When we walked in, nobody acknowledged us. When we finally sat down, nobody came to take our order. So he walked to the bar himself and ordered pizza. A few minutes later, the waitress storms over, literally throws the pizza on the table. No plates, no napkins, no enjoy your meal. Just bam! Pizza. I was shocked. Then he casually says, "Oh, she's probably mad at me from the other night." Excuse me, what? Turns out he had been hanging out with this waitress just a few nights before. And he brought me there to make her jealous. At that moment, I knew exactly what this was. A disaster date. We ate the pizza, he boxed up the leftovers, and then he suggested stopping at Quick Trip for ice cream, before heading back to his place to watch a movie. Against my better judgment, I went along. At his place, while picking out a movie, he literally started tossing DVDs over his head at me, like flinging them. I was sitting there thinking, why am I still here? And then he started farting. Loud, repeated, intentional. At that point, I was counting down the minutes until the movie ended so I could leave. When it finally did, I told him I was tired and heading home. He actually asked me to stay the night, and I was like, absolutely not. As he walked me to my car, he farted again, multiple times. I couldn't wait to get away. When I got home, I immediately called my best friend. She was laughing so hard, saying, "You really do have the best dating stories." And then, 20 minutes later, I get a text from him. "I had a really great first date. Can't wait to see you again." What date were you on? I didn't want to ghost him, so I told him the truth. That the whole waitress situation didn't sit right with me, and I thought he should pursue her instead. He replied, "Thanks for wasting my time, what a joke." Yeah, okay buddy. After that, I blocked his number. And that's when I made a rule for myself. First dates are coffee dates only. That way, if things go south, I have an easy exit. I definitely learned a lot from that experience. Now, I only meet people in public places and do a little background research before getting to know them. So, do you have a crazy first date story? Share it in the comments below because I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun stories. Until next time.